Hi everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a presentation on falafel. And so let's dive into the history and culture of falafel. So falafel is a traditional Middle Eastern dish with some controversial origins. Through my research, I discovered that there is much debate as to whether it has Arabic or Jewish origins, and it can be prepared differently in different regions. In Egypt, it is commonly made from fava beans, and in Israel, Palestine, it is generally made of chickpeas. Falafel can also be made with a combination of both, such as the one that I tried. So, some believe that falafel was created by Christians in Egypt during Lent as an alternative to meat. In the 1920s, it had gained popularity with youth in the Israeli community. Over the next 20 years, it remained popular in Israel, even as Israel gained its independence in 1948, and many European Jewish immigrants began to move to the region. So you kind of saw like a bit of a shift in the area, but the dish still defines Israel and the culture of the people who live there. So what are chickpeas? Chickpeas are one of the most common ingredients in falafel. They are a small, round legume. They can come in two different varieties, desi and kabulsi, that differ slightly. According to a study on chickpeas, the desi variety has about 327 calories per 100 grams, and the kabulsi variety has about 365 calories per 100 grams. So what's so great about chickpeas? Chickpeas are high in protein and healthy lipids or fats. 1 cup has about 10 to 15 grams of protein. They are also a strong source of fiber, and chickpea flour has a lower carbohydrate quantity than regular flour. According to the same study on chickpeas, they are a great source of calcium, potassium, magnesium, iron, phosphorus, and zinc. So we have a lot of great vitamins and minerals in there. So what are like chickpeas' relationship to disease? Chickpeas can help lower cholesterol, which in turn helps prevent diseases such as heart disease and diabetes. Like I stated previously, chickpeas are very high in fiber. This means they will aid in healthy digestion. So how are chickpeas cultivated? Chickpeas originate in the Mediterranean region of the world, where they grow best in temperatures of 70 to 80 degrees, and they do not require very much water. They are in season during the spring and early summer. Chickpeas fix their own nitrogen, meaning they can restore the nitrogen supply to the soil. This makes them very sustainable. So let's focus in on fresh chickpeas. When chickpeas are ready to be harvested, the pod they grow in will be bright green, fuzzy, and a bit stiff. Like other beans, they can be canned, dried, frozen, or used fresh. This means they are available year-round. The way that the chickpeas are stored can also affect how fresh they taste upon preparation. So, how do you go from chickpeas to falafel? I found an authentic recipe by Egyptian food blogger Susie Karadash. Her father used to own a falafel shop at a downtown market in Egypt. Karadash emphasizes using dried chickpeas that have been soaked for at least 24 hours. The chickpeas are then ground up and combined with several herbs and spices such as parsley, dill, cumin, coriander, and cayenne pepper. This mixture is then chilled for several hours. Once the mixture is chilled, patties or balls can be formed from it. The final step is to fry your falafel. So here is how I felt about tasting it. I tried falafel at a restaurant in my hometown over the weekend called Red Maze. I really enjoyed this dish. I liked how it was flavored. It has a bit of an earthy flavor and there's a lot of herbs. It was very savory. It has a hard outer coating and a soft, grainy inside. The texture and shape kind of reminded me of a hush puppy, which is something my family commonly eats. Um, it was served with a side of tzatziki sauce, which added a fresh cucumber taste. It also made the falafel less dry. Overall, I would definitely eat it again. I really did enjoy this dish. So here is my falafel. You can kind of see the hard outer coating. You can't really see the inside, but it's grainy and softer. And there's the tzatziki sauce that I dipped it in. It was a bit hard, so I couldn't eat it with a fork. So you just ate it with your hands. So here's my connection in comparison. I had heard of falafel before this project, but I had never taken the time to try it out. In my family, we do not commonly eat Mediterranean and Middle Eastern foods. Also, there are not very many restaurants where I'm from that serve dishes from these regions. The restaurant I went to is actually new to the area, so I was excited to try it out. My family oftentimes eats at home, and we stick to many of the same recipes, many of which have been passed down in my family for many years. Additionally, chickpeas do not grow in this region of the US, so I believe that's why they have not been incorporated into my family's traditional recipes. Uh, Chickpeas are very common in the Middle East, so I assume that's why they have been made into so many recipes there. I've eaten chickpeas in hummus before. Hummus can be easily bought at the store, whereas a dish like falafel is not as easily purchased. I think this is like also contributed to me having never tried falafel before now. It is thought that falafel was created as an alternative to meat for those who couldn't eat it during Lent. I have never had to eat vegetarian for religious or cultural reasons, so my experiences differ in this way from people who traditionally eat falafel. So thank you so much for listening to my presentation on falafel, and I hope I was able to teach you something new. Thank you.